Hello, everyone. Welcome. Little bit of technical issues in the back end, but I think we're all set. We are live. Am I audible? Am I visible? If you can quickly give a heads up. Shashank, sorry, and thanks for the patience. Ganesh, hello. Sudhov, Saurav, probably I'm the first one. Yeah, you were the first one. I was checking the back end. Let's wait for more people to join in. By the time we fix the technical glitches in the background. First of all, am I audible, guys? If am I audible, then please write in chat. Uh, Rachita, hi, welcome. Let's send out the reminders so that quickly people join in. One second. Karthik, give a heads up once we are all set.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Rachita. Hello, Ganesh. So we are waiting for a few things, and as soon as we are sorted, we'll give a head start. Karthik will quickly come and host, and we'll start to learn more about Celo. How many of you know Celo already? How many of you are comfortable with DeFi, decentralized finance? As we are today exploring mobile DeFi platform with Celo, we have rewards as always. I'm not in Indian Standard Time, and that's why there was a little bit of time issue as well. But I hope you all are doing great. Let's just wait so that we quickly give a head start. I'll go and check if we're all sorted on the main screen. So that we quickly give a head start. Okay, cool, cool. How are you guys? How are you doing? Everyone, Rachita, Saurabh here, still here. What's new? What's new? Are you learning in the Web3 space? One second. I have heard about it, but I don't know what it does. Okay, today we're gonna learn what it does. What else? What do you know about Celo, or what are your views on decentralized finance, guys? And more people tuning in, so we've just sent out the reminders. So I hope quickly we'll see good amount of people joining in. Yeah, so Satoshi Nakamoto, that's cool. I like your username, but we'll wait quickly too. So that we sort our thing in the back end quickly. So by the way, I was just trying to understand like what's happening in the crypto space, and especially in India. Like yesterday, another layer one. Yes, correct. In India, especially yesterday, we have seen a good sort of debate happening in Lok Sabha. So, and things have been implemented. I joined a fintech company called State Street. I'm really excited for the DeFi space and they are building right now. Rachita, happy for you. I remember you are one of our alums. You are part of blockchain school ecosystem for really long, if I'm not wrong. Shashank says it's L1. Yes, it's L1. Satoshi Nakamoto says you've heard earlier but doesn't know much about it. And we're gonna learn today. So, but we're waiting for our dear friend Karthik to give a quick heads up. If we are all sorted, we'll jump start. What else is so? What are you doing? Anyone working in Web3 space at the moment? Would love to know more. Quick, 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 quick. Karthik, how much time you gonna take?
No, it's done. So we can start by 7. Sure, people will join in by then.
Want to start by?
7:10 from Indian Standard Time.
Okay. It's 5:38. It's okay. Yes, Saurabh, you do remember me. It was a great boot camp. Thank you so much, Rachita. I'm glad that you liked the boot camp. What else, guys? We want more people. We have seen a good amount of people earlier. We need more people. Hey, by the way, Dodo session rewards distribution done. Shashank, it has been done for half of the people. Half of the people. So there was some issue with the sending party. The sending party was our dear friends Wazirix. So I think we have communicated with them. If it's not done yet, we'll communicate again. But sorry for the inconvenience. A lot of people reached out with the same issue. Um, what issue we've also faced is, I think, a sudden drop in the price of some token. We've committed $10 worth of token, but in the token worth, and the token fell by five, like I think 50%. That's why I also received half amount or something like that. So working on it, guys. Kubren Karakaran, hello, welcome, buddy. Guys, what else? What else? What's going on in the Web3 space? We're gonna learn Silo today. Uh, we have a good agenda to follow. If not, let's at least see what we're gonna learn. We'll be learning what is consensus algorithm. We'll be learning proof of stake. How Silo focuses on increasing the cryptocurrency adoption among smartphone users, especially. I think everyone today uses smartphones. We'll be learning architecture of Silo, tokenomics of the token that's ticker is Celo itself, and obviously as we deep dive into governance, one of our favorite topics, which our dear friend who said didn't like much, but that's there. Hey Pritham, hi, welcome. So yeah, I think we need more people, but as in far people join in, we can definitely give it a head start. Karthik, you can come and give a head start, and maybe you can refresh the PPT as and when required, because we're already running late of time. I don't want people who joined early to wait. Please, Karthik, if you're here.
Sure. Yeah, you can use the PPT as well.
Yeah.
I'm done
Can
with
you?
PPT as well, so we can go ahead.
Yeah. So you want to quickly introduce, or you want me to
Let
quickly
me do
move
that.
forward?
Yeah, let me do it.
Okay.
So
Our dear host has some trouble today, so that's why some delay, but it's okay.
hey
Karthik will
guys,
take over.
yeah, sure. Hey guys, thanks for joining in today. So as usual, there's a community session which we have brought to you specially to give knowledge to a community on interesting blockchains. Like we have seen very interesting projects such as uh, EasyFi, Bikeonomy. Last week we saw Dodo, and this time we'll be looking into Celo. Celo is very unique because Celo has taken up the challenge of solving the adoption of blockchain for masses, which is pegging blockchain with its mobile number, and it has also somehow trying to deal with the environmental sustainability of blockchain. Let's see how it is trying to do that as well. And Celo, as you know, it's a quite big project. It's ranked in top four in the DeFi space by the total value locked, and it's a really interesting project to look into. We'll look into new concepts today and how Celo actually is trying to solve the issues. And so, as mentioned, I'll be your host for you this evening. I'm Karthik, and please be ready for the quizzes. As we mentioned, there's $50 giveaway. There'll be 5 quizzes across the session. Please ready for the all the quizzes, and as mentioned earlier, please type the entire option so that your answers will be eligible, and we'll pick winners as mentioned in the last round. We'll try to rotate the winners we get, so we'll try to pick the best possible winner from our side. And we have Saurabh Sharma, the founder and instructor, with us. He'll be explaining this exploring mobile first DeFi platform with Celo. So we're ready
Thank you
for
so
it.
much, Karthik. Thanks for that intro. I'll quickly take over. Meanwhile, you can fix the issue with StreamYard. So, welcome once again, guys. Welcome finally to the session, which is titled as Exploring Mobile First Decentralized Finance Platform with Celo. We'll be deep diving today. As I already shared the agenda, what is the consensus algorithms? What is proof of stake? How Celo focuses on increasing the crypto adoption among smartphone users, the architecture, tokenomics, governance, and a lot of things. But I think the main question lies in what is consensus algorithm. I think a couple of people are already like bootcamp folks like Rachita and others that I remember. But what do you mean? Like, what do you mean by consensus? What's your understanding of consensus or consensus algorithm? Kuber in current state, I'm a CPU designer and working on a C mining chip design, and that excites me to join DeFi and Celo. But I think the first question is, what is consensus algorithm? So I think let me break that for you. So first of all, let's understand what's consensus, right? So like if let's talk about let's say a meeting room or a boardroom, right? Where there are 10 people sitting and let's say discussing about something. So maybe this exactly everyone agrees to something, right? So this room is basically deciding on something important, maybe let's say a policy which has been implemented in our nation or any sort of a company, right? So consensus comes with people, right? So whenever there are 10 people in a room which decides on a common sort of a topic or a common sort of a factor, and five or six of them agree to that or agree to that sort of a policy, that's where the consensus comes in picture, right? So as definition goes, consensus, we mean that a general agreement that has been reached. So consider a group of people, as I said, going to cinema maybe, and if there's not a disagreement on a proposed choice of a film, then a consensus is achieved. In this extreme case, the group will eventually split. And in regards to blockchain, the process of, let's say, formalized and reaching consensus mean that at least 51% of the nodes on the network agree the next global state of the network, right? So this is in terms of your blockchain. Now, Preetham very well said that consensus is nothing but a majority of nodes agree on a transaction. Uh, Moni says everyone agrees to something, and so on and so forth, right? So that's what the consensus is, and why we're talking consensus. I think we need to understand more about the consensus algorithm moving forward. Now, now this okay. So I think algorithm everyone knows. So any sort of a code which basically runs the system, which is obviously powered in the sense of consensus, that algorithm itself is a consensus algorithm. Now there are tons of consensus algorithms. We've heard about proof of work, we've heard about proof of stake. We have also learned few sessions back about delegated proof of stake. And there's something called Byzantine fault tolerance mechanism. Now, this is something I remember from our Polygon class, right? And there's something called the directed acyclic graph, that's DAG. Now, if you want to compare all these consensus algorithms, like every blockchain runs on a consensus algorithm, right? Because blockchain technology is all about people. It's all about people agreeing to, right? We've heard proof of work. We have seen proof of work in Ethereum. We've seen proof of work there. We've seen proof of stake in Tezos blockchain and this and that, right? So there are five factors. One is your energy consumption. Second is your transaction per second. Like I think there's always a debate between my different layer one and layer two chains that our transaction per second ratio is way more higher, and someone says it's lower for you, this and that. Also comes in transaction fees, because that's the hot topic for everyone, because there's so much amount of transactions that are happening. Then you have your structure of your centralization, decentralization, and then there are tons of examples that we'll be covering, right? So proof of work, energy consumption is super high, transaction per second is less, fees are high, structure is definitely decentralized as the nature of blockchain is concerned. And the simplest example is your Bitcoin. So for proof of work, it's Bitcoin is the simplest example. If we talk about proof of stake, right? The energy consumption, now the proof of work works on the process or works in a manner of working mechanism sort of a thing, while proof of stake works on the manner of staking. Right now, the energy consumption, because we are actually utilizing the GPUs and systems to make it work, that's where the energy consumption is higher. Versus proof of stake, the energy consumption is lower. Delegated proof of stake is very low. Your bias is fault tolerant. So everything that's the next three, which is like the new age or the fresh sort of mechanism that we'll be listing today, are comparatively proving themselves right. But then there's also difference of structure, nature, transaction fee, and also like in terms of example, we've heard Bitcoin, we've heard Stellar, IOTA, Bitsure Dash. But I think more than this, I'll talk more about the projects that we have learned. Right, we've learned about Polygon, we've learned about Solana, we've learned about Ethereum in general, right? We've learned about Tezos, Near, Polkadot, and things like that. So this is where the comparison of consensus algorithm comes in picture. Now, in a centralized setup, a single entity has a power over the system. Like we've been discussing this forever. A centralized setup is like a single entity holding all the powers of the system. In most of the cases, they can make changes as they please, because this isn't some complex governance system for reaching consensus amongst many other administrators. Now, what we're trying to say here is that if we try to compare decentralized systems versus central systems, right? The story of a decentralized systems are very different, because this all comes handy when it comes to people, because this is more distributed. This is more the power is not being holded by a single setup or a single entity, and that's where we need something like a consensus mechanism, so that when more people comes in the system and try to work, there's an agreement to it, or people agree to it and things like that. But how do we achieve this, right? So there are types of consensus mechanism, and we have just seen some of the comparisons and things like that. But can we deep dive a little bit into it, right? So so far, are we good, guys? Someone's asking how to claim reward. Buddy, this is a learning session. We can take this communication further later. But my question is, are we good so far? What is my take on proof of history? We'll talk about it. If you're good so far, give me a thumbs up so that I can smoothly move forward. Cool. Karthik, are we good? Okay, thank you. So breaking down what is proof of work. Now, proof of work is the algorithm that like secure a lot of cryptocurrencies, including your Bitcoin and Ethereum. But proof of work is a decentralized consensus mechanism that requires members of a network to fund efforts solving an arbitrary mathematical puzzle to prevent anybody from gaming the system itself. Now the system has been coded, or the system is being, one second, with real world example again. Agarwal Prakash, I'll do that. I think you joined the session late. I've given a very good example of a meeting room or a boardroom. But okay, let me focus on what I'm teaching at the moment, but I'll take that in the question time. Now, this is like a pre-sort of coded or predefined mechanism, or predefined code, which basically solves a mathematical puzzle, so that we secure the code, or we secure the system at a better scale, and nobody should game, or nobody can game with that particular system. Now, proof of work is used widely in the cryptocurrency mining, for basically validating transactions and mining new tokens. Now, if we remove the consensus mechanism from this entire system of mining itself, we can imagine what sort of game can happen in such systems. Because we need honest validators, we need a systematic validation of transactions, and we also need a systematic mining process for new tokens and things like that. So that's how the proof of work works. It basically works in the sense of your solving a mathematical puzzle or a code itself. Now, okay, one second. Proof of stake. Now, in POS system, that is proof of stake system, there's no concept of minor or let's say specialized hardware or massive energy consumption itself. With proof of stake, cryptocurrency owners basically themselves validate block transactions, but based on the number of coins they stake, right? The validator gets the power of validating with respect to what sort of staking or what sort of tokens that person or that validator is taking. Now, this is seen as less risky in terms of potential for an attack on the network, because we are not involving a code here, or we are not involving any sort of mathematical puzzle that we're talking about in proof of work, as it structures compensation in a way that makes an attack less advantageous, sort of a thing, because you are making rewards in proportional to what you're staking and what sort of effort you're doing on a system. But there's definitely a difference between proof of work and proof of stake. Now, if I want to talk about proof of work, like mining capacity depends on the computational power, what sort of GPU, what sort of system that you're using, versus validating capacity depends on the stake in the network. Now, for proof of stake, it all depends on what sort of staking you're doing in the system. Versus, now I want to talk about proof of work here. Miners receive block rewards to solve a cryptographic puzzle. Now, they do not sit down and solve this puzzle. This all happens on your computers or your rigs or your systems itself. On the other side, validators do not receive a block reward. Instead, they collect transaction fee as a reward. So proof of stake, it's less complicated as it sounds. Proof of work, hackers would need to have a computer powerful than 51% of the network. Like, I remember the 51% attack thing that happened in the history of Ethereum itself. Now, to hold that power of 51% of the network, this is just to add a malicious block, like basically leading to that 51% attack that I was talking about. But for proof of stake, hackers would need to own 51% of the currency supply, which is practically impossible, and therefore making 51% attack impossible. So in staking, and that's what we say, right? It's less risky when it comes to proof of stake, but we've seen proof of work proving big applications in I think big things such as decentralized finance evolve from network of proof of work itself. Moving forward, now proof of stake comes with numbers of improvements to proof of work system, right? The first one is your better energy efficiency. Now you don't need to use a lot of energy mining blocks, right? Second is your lower barriers to entry that reduce hardware requirements. So you don't need a light hardware to basically stand a chance of creating a new block and things like that. Third one is your stronger immunity to centralization. Now, proof of stake should lead to more nodes in the network. And the last one is stronger support for shared chain. Now, a key upgrade in scaling the blockchain network, that's where the proof of stake comes with, let's say, an improvisation to your existing proof of work sort of a system. Now you can shoot your questions, guys. I'll take, I think Prakash Agrawal said with a real world example, can you explain consensus? It's simple. Let's say I'm sitting in a meeting room of 10 people. And our agenda today is to pass a policy for our company. And this new policy says that from tomorrow, anybody who, let's say, takes leave will get a compensation, but anyone cannot take leave more than 4 days in a month, right? And if he takes a fifth leave, let's say for a say, right, takes a fifth leave, we will deduct the entire sort of 4 leave sort of compensation from his CTC or something like that. Now here in a boardroom, let's say 10 people are sitting and 7 agrees to that decision or a policy for the company. That's where the consensus has been met. So agreeing to something where the majority comes in and takes a decision, that's where the consensus is matched. But in blockchain, what we do is we take this to another level. We leverage this entire quality of consensus in an algorithm format to basically solve puzzles to approve or validate transactions in the system. I hope I answered your question. Is less decentralized? No. Proof of stake, we cannot say it's less decentralized or something like that. It's just that it complements to what we have seen in proof of work, and it's a version, honestly. Pritam Kumar, when you create a new token, if majority initial supply lies with one stakeholder, it is less decentralized. So I think Krips has answered it in a right way. What is your take on proof of history? Do also have Celo have any layer 2? No, we're talking about layer 1. Satoshi Nakamoto was saying crazy stuff. What about DPoS? We're coming there, Shashank. So far, I think we are so good. Okay, the quiz time. Proof of stake is a transaction and a block verification protocol. B, a certificate needed to use the blockchain. C, both A and B, or D, none of the above. Now, this time we'll take care of the rewards, but we'll have to answer quickly. Quiz time. I think the question is in front of you, and you know the format to answer. We need option and the whole sentence. Quick, quick, quick. Do we have right answer, Karthik?
Yeah, we have a right answer.
1 second. Okay. Can you quickly announce the right answer?
Sure. So proof of stake is nothing but a transaction in a block verification protocol. So answer option A is the right one.
Option A is the right answer. A transaction and a block verification protocol. It's that simple. So I guess let's quickly move forward. Yeah, that's the right answer. Now, what is Celo? Like, I think a couple of you guys were saying that you know a little bit about it. You know the title of the session. We've already rolled out a newsletter for this. I need at least 2 right answers.
It's 6 o'clock.
Not from Google for sure. But what is Celo? Celo's understanding for you? Quickly, I expect this from Rachit. I expect this from Rachita. I expect this from Crips, uh, others as well. What do you think? What is Silo? Quick, quick. One second. I'm waiting for answers, guys. Do we have blockchain for building dApps? More? I don't want to say no or yes because then you will guess that's the right answer or wrong answer. Guys, quick. Celo is the first DeFi protocol for mobile. This is a Google definition. Pritham. No, but I think you're right. What else? Open source mobile environment to build dApps. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think should quickly get into it. Just give me a yes. Okay, so Celo is basically a global payment infrastructure for cryptocurrencies that aims to target mobile users. Now, how many of you are a primary mobile user and then a desktop user? Now, how many of you are currently watching this live stream on your mobile phone? That's where it defines that we need a global payment infrastructure on blockchain using decentralized finance, obviously for cryptocurrencies, that aims to you who are basically using the mobile phone as your primary go-to browsing sort of a game. Now, Silo, in numbers, the fourth fastest growing DeFi blockchain. Now, if you look at the chart in front of me, this is from August 1, 2021. Total volume locked for Avalanche was $178 million in August 1, right? And then you have total volume locked at November 17 for Avalanche was $10 billion. That is 6,000% growth. For Celo, it was 339 million. That's obviously above your Avalanche. And it hit like 870 million. That's 157% sort of a growth, which means that there's definitely more potential. And Celo ranks after your Solana and Phantom and things like that. And then you have your Terra, Ethereum, Binance, and Polygon, and others as well. And this is sourced from CoinStack and DeFi Llama. So you can go and cross check. Now, but what is mobile first cryptocurrency platform, right? how can someone claim and on what basis? Now, Celo was designed to basically enable a new universe of financial solutions accessible for mobile users and take mobile first approach that provides the opportunity to positively impact like 6 billion smartphone users globally. Now, creating a global financial ecosystem where an end user can onboard into Celo ecosystem with just a mobile number. Now, this concept is I've been hearing this from new and upcoming blockchains as well, that they want to use mobile numbers to get the accessibility of cryptocurrencies on fingertips, this and that. Because if you look at mobile numbers in general, right, these are getting outdated. Today, internet calling is definitely becoming a big game. I don't think so. Apart from OTPs, we're using mobile phones for something, and even OTPs are getting outdated the moment we have 2FA authentication and all other things, right? So how do we keep our mobile numbers still relevant? And that's where platforms like Celo are trying to solve that problem, where they're bringing cryptocurrency accessibility on your mobile numbers, and the number is huge. It's 6 billion plus smartphone users. Now the average crypto wallet address is 42 characters. Now this is where the trick is, right? Like if I want to send $100 worth of USDT to some of you, the challenge gonna be my address is too huge to remember. But the easiest thing that we remember is our mobile numbers or the contact, right? And easy to save as well, and this and that. So how cool it gonna be from bringing your 42 character crypto wallet address to just 10 digits? That's where the magic actually happens. But I think it's the need of now is to understand how this can actually come in the existence. Now, mobile phone payments like Celo enable mobile phone payments using something called address-based encryption. Now, this encryption technology ties a phone number to a Celo address, and when a payment is initiated, the phone number can be used as a public address to provide a simple user experience. Now, we are not saying that we are eliminating the address of 42 characters itself, but what we are doing is on the back end, there's definitely an address which is being layered by your mobile number itself. So the job is done, your user experience has been enhanced, and I think your transactions are happening on the go because it's on your mobile numbers. Now, to exchange cryptocurrency today, a receiver has to download a wallet, generate a public/private key pair, and then share the long hexadecimal address with the sender. But Celo is trying to simplify this by just allowing people to send value to each other with only a mobile number. Now, this is basically bypassing the traditional approach of long, complicated cryptographic address altogether. This is how the UI of Celo looks when we were trying to understand how the platform looks and this and that. Where you say securely send value to any mobile number on your fingertips. But what are the details of Celo as a blockchain? Like how are they actually working, or how the system works and this and that? Now, open source permissionless smart contract platform built on a decentralized structure. I think we've broken down all this keywords earlier as well. Open source, permissionless, and smart contract. Like, so the system is running on your smart contract, which is permissionless and open source, and which is built on the essence of your decentralized infrastructure. Now, proof of stake based consensus with high throughput, low latency, and your zero carbon. Now, what we are trying to say is, at the same time, when we are trying to reduce the consumption of energy, we are also improving the user experience, and we are also enhancing the environmental effect of blockchain, which people keep shouting out loud. This also incentives for serving mobile devices, and then you have your on-chain governance. On-chain governance is a governance that will serve on any existing blockchain today. They have something called stable value currencies. Now, Celo includes native support for multiple ERC20 like stable currencies pegged to fiat currencies like US dollar to facilitate the use of Celo as a mode of payment. Now, to give a term as simple as USDT, I think that's where the magic happens, when a currency which is pegged by fiat, which you can basically transact via your simplest via your mobile numbers and this and that. That's where a stable value currencies come in picture for Celo, because you can transact easily with all the complications aside. accounts linked to your phone number. Now, Celo maintains a secure, decentralized mapping of phone numbers that allow wallet users to send and receive payments with their existing contacts simply and with obviously confidence that the payment will reach directly to the recipient. I think the biggest challenge forever for us was that anytime we used to send our wallet address to someone to receive a payment, or let's say send payment, we used to be curious about, is my wallet address right? Because it was huge. Is my transaction address, everything, like everything was so hexadecimal and so huge that we always had this curiosity that am I sending it to? But I think a lot of exchanges have solved those issues where you can directly send via the customer ID or things like that. But as simple as your mobile number, I think the account linking will gonna be cherry on the cake for the end user itself. Now, transaction fees in any currency. Now, users can pay transaction fee in stable currencies so that they do not need to manage the balance of different currencies as well. Which is obviously, if you're, let's say, transacting Ethereum, you don't need to pay the transaction fee in Ethereum. You can compensate that in USDT because you know the value of Ethereum can be more tomorrow, and you don't need more fees for the future. There's something called immediate syncing even on slow connections. Again, a biggest problem. We are talking about 5G. We're talking about strong internet infrastructure and strong telecom infrastructure as well. But there's still a lag. Like today, we're doing a YouTube live itself, and my biggest concern was, is my internet stable, this and that. I'm sitting in UAE. We are talking for India. We're talking for all other nations where the infrastructure is at an enhancing stage or improving stage. Now, when we say that immediate syncing even on slow connections, an extremely fast, secure synchronization between your mobile devices and the Celo network means that even wallet users with high latency, low bandwidth, or high cost data tariffs can use Celo. Now, Celo removes the need to check every header before a received header can be trusted, sort of a thing. So they've made their infrastructure and mechanism so smooth, then you can do a transaction even at a low sort of a connection process, but still the transaction is going to be facilitated at a smoother way. Are we good so far? With phone number acting as public key, won't they pose a threat to user privacy? Rachita, obviously they're building a blockchain, they're building a platform, and they're building the infrastructure. I think the biggest concern for them gonna be privacy. So I hope they've taken care of that. ENS domain does not ensure KYC. What difference between on-chain, off-chain transactions? On-chain transaction, any transaction that's happening on Bitcoin blockchain network or Ethereum blockchain network or any other chain, which is obviously off-chain. A lot of tokens are doing transactions off-chain, which goes by either your L2s or your side chains and this and that. So basically, just to consider, every transaction that's happening on the main chain goes on-chain. On-chain means the transaction that has stored IPFS. So this is a technical definition. The transactions are stored on IPFS, and off-chain means transactions are not stored on IPFS. What difference between it is just like ENS domain? One difference. A lot of questions, guys. Sounds a little familiar as UPI IDs. Rachita, correct. But even UPI IDs are not on a decentralized network like Coinbase does for usernames. Exactly. Binance also does it. Notification, nahi. Okay, nice. Cell phone users, a lot of queries. Public key is meant to be public. Mobile phone numbers can be shared just like you shared number to call each other. Chris, you're doing a great job, buddy. Karthik, keep grips. Bro, please put your real name. But he keeps answering a lot of questions in the chat. I appreciate that. Okay, moving forward. How does Celo uses proof of stake? Now, Celo uses a proof of stake consensus algorithm in comparison to proof of work system like Bitcoin and Ethereum. This eliminates the negative environmental impact because everyone keeps shouting out loud that we're heading to an era where we're not taking care of the environment as such. But proof of stake removes or eliminates all of that, which means that the users can make transactions that are cheaper, faster, and where the outcome cannot be changed once completed. So proof of stake works in very similar fashion, just that it's more friendly, more secure, as they say, and things like that. What is an on-chain governance? Since great user experiences and operating a modern networking protocol needs an iteration and improvements. But how do we bring these improvements? Now, Celo supports a rapid upgrades and protocol changes via something called on-chain governance. Now, this is a little complicated. Let me simplify this. Celo gives an opportunity to their holders to come and govern the entire process, not the process actually, the decisions or the transactions or the validations, or at least let's say passing a proposal for the improvement or improvisation of the system itself. This happens on chain via on chain governance, but only for Celo holders, and they can definitely participate in iterations and improvements of their protocol. Okay, now not every blockchain is a fully EVM compatible, right? But Celo claims that they are programmable, that is, full EVM compatibility is there. Now, EVM is Ethereum Virtual Machine. Now, Celo includes a programmable smart contract platform that is compatible with the EVM, which is already widely adopted, familiar to developers, and has strong tool support as well. Because when we say infrastructure in Web3 space, I think the biggest challenge is are developers compatible building it or compatible adopting it. Now, EVM is, I think, compatible to widely spread it and adopted to all the developer ecosystem. This enables Celo to deliver rich user features and rapidly support a wide ecosystem of third-party applications and extensions. There's also something called self-custody. Now, users have access to and fully control their funds and account keys and don't need to depend on third parties to basically make the payment. So the custody stays in the hands of the users, the consumers of Celo, and they do not give out the custody to third party applications as such. Do Celo has a test net? We'll come there just a second. But nobody knows how blockchain ecosystem changes over time. Woo-hoo. I think every time I jump to the screen, I see tons of chats in the chat section, and people are always debating about some sort of a agenda, and this is so cool. But it's okay. Celo will replace MetaMask. I think nobody can replace nothing at this point in time. Ecosystem is complementing each other. So I cannot say that MetaMask will be outdated once Celo is in the full form, because MetaMask still will remain like a decentralized, decentralized in the sense people love connect to wallet sort of a button on the go and buy NFTs and do transactions and this and that. So I don't think so that it can replace, but it can complement MetaMask for sure. I hope my answer makes sense. Correct. I think Preetham said MetaMask is a wallet and Celo is a blockchain. We've been talking about this forever. The different things aim to solve different problems. Nobody knows how blockchain ecosystems changes over time. Exactly. Nobody could ever replace CryptoPunks. We have Bored Ape, we have tons of other good NFT projects, which we won't talk about now. But let's keep moving forward. How many of you are eager to understand how the architecture looks like for Celo? Like, because I think we're less of a techie people, more of a new people today. But if you're interested, 10 yeses and I will go. Maybe. Just a sec. Invisible friends. Yo, yes, I got 3 yeses. I need more. Quick. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3. Do we have 10 yeses? Dhawal, welcome. 1 second. I was thinking of, okay, Jeet, yes. Cool. I think we have tons of yeses. So let's move forward. Now, if you look at Celo as a protocol or a blockchain itself, it's divided in 3 layers. Once we have your Celo blockchain itself in the base layer, where you have your smart contract platform, you have your cGLD, you have your Celo core contracts, and then you have your applications as a third layer. So this is how the protocol actually looks like in the 3 layer sort of format. Blockchain working in the base chain or the baseline or the basement, and then you have your Celo contracts and their applications. A set of smart contract running on Celo blockchain that comprise much of a logic of the platform features, including your ERC20, stable currencies, identity attestations, proof of stake and governance, and this and that. Now, these smart contracts are upgradable and managed by the decentralized governance processes. Now, smart contracts basically used by Celo, or they say Celo core contracts, they are basically upgradable and managed by your governance process, the governance that Celo brings in picture. What's a topology for Celo network, right? So Celo network basically consists of machines running the Celo blockchain software in several distinct configurations, light client applications, and this is how the entire chakra looks like, right? So you have validators, then you have your full nodes, and you have all the light clients, that is all the users using the smartphones, right? And light clients comes hand in hand with your Celo application. Validators, I think we can break down validators, full nodes, and light clients one by one. So validators gather transactions, let's say from other nodes, and execute in any associated smart contract to basically form a new block and then participate in something called Byzantine fault tolerant consensus protocol. Now, how many of you know Byzantine fault tolerant? It's a keyword, it's a jargon for now, but I'm pretty aware people who've learned Polygon from me knows a little bit about Byzantine fault tolerant mechanism, at least, not the consensus. It's one or the same thing. But can anyone tell me? I hope Rachita or other people knows it. Karthik knows it, I guess. Cool. We'll wait. We'll wait for a minute. 1 second. GM. It's evening though, but it's okay. GM. Don't know. Agrawal Prakash, it's okay if you don't know. Who knows it? I'm asking who knows it. If you don't know, it's okay. BFT. Quick, 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 quick. We done? Ability to continue operating when some nodes don't work. BFT, soldier attacks, problems, all soldiers. Byzantine fault tolerant, that's BFT. Something that's highlighted on the screen. Soldier attack problem, all soldiers can only attack if all of them agree and nobody lies. So again, matching your consensus. So we were talking about, if you remember, we were talking about BFT here, a very first slide, if you remember. 1 second. It's too far, but we'll still reach there. Uh-oh, not here. Okay, so we're talking about Byzantine fault tolerance here when we were comparing the algorithms. So it's one of the algorithms like proof of work, proof of stake, which comes with low energy consumption, transactions per second is higher, transaction fee is lower, structure is decentralized. So I think very well settled, right? Let's reach the consensus quickly. So BFT, Byzantine fault tolerant mechanism itself. 1 second. Page two. Oh shit! My fault. It's okay. If people are smart enough, then they'll figure out what happened just now. This is basically to advance the state of the network itself. Now, since Byzantine fault tolerant protocol can scale only to a few hundred participants and can tolerate at most a third of the participants acting maliciously, a proof of stake mechanism admits only a limited set of nodes to this role. Now, here the involvement, so we were talking about proof of stake for Celo, but at the validator stage itself, Byzantine fault tolerant consensus protocol and your proof of stake mechanism. So we are trying to look at how the validators process can be enhanced in the Celo protocol or Celo blockchain itself. For full nodes, now most machines running the Celo blockchain softwares are either not configured to be, or let's say not elected to be as validators. Celo nodes do not do mining, as in proof of work networks. Their primary role is to basically serve requests from light clients. That is your the main layer where you are served, and forward their transactions for which they receive the fees associated with those transactions. Now, these payments create a permissionless on ramp for individuals in the community to earn rewards. Full node maintain at least a partial history of the blockchain by transferring new blocks between themselves, and can join or leave the network at any time. Now, there's no need to be with the network all the time or forever or something like that. You can do that, and you can earn rewards in that particular proportion. But you basically form a permissionless on ramp sort of a channel for individuals in the community itself. And you have your third, that's your light clients. Now, applications including the Celo wallet itself will also run on each user's device. An instance of the Celo blockchain software operating as a light client. Now, light client connect to the full node to make request for accounts and transaction data, and to also sign and submit new transactions. But they do not receive or retain the full state of the blockchain. So basically, light clients work in the final your layer of your communication between validators to your full nodes to then your light clients. So applications run on individual users' devices, sort of a thing. But the Celo blockchain software that's operating on a client itself. What is not the feature of Celo? Is it ERC21 stable currencies, identity attestation, proof of stake, or governance? Option and full answer quickly. People were sitting to answer, heard about it, but didn't understand enough. One sec. I need open. Hey, what's that application, Karthik, where you app opener? Sorry, I need it for the Instagram thing. Okay, we have so many answers, but Karthik, you know what criteria you need to pick. Let me know once we have it. We can have more.
Yeah, we can go ahead. We have multiple right answers. But
We have multiple right answers.
yeah.
Just a second, I'm just generating 1 minute. I forget to just push this and put it. It's happening now at blockchain school. Yes.
So the answer for this quiz is two slides back, when Saurav was explaining the Celo's core smart contract features. What are the core smart contract features? They are basically the identity attestation, proof of stake, governance, and it's ERC20 stable coins, not ERC21. So the option is
Yes. Options A, right? It's ERC21. I may have mistaken it while pronouncing. I guess I. Okay. I've just posted a story. ERC721. There's no ERC21 standard.
exactly
Karthik,
that's why it's not a feature. That is why it's not a feature.
it's not a feature, guys. Read the question carefully, please. Okay, anyways. Woof, it's ERC21 stable currencies. Now coming to token economics. How many of you like get excited when it comes to token economics, guys? It's my favorite though. I want to know yours. Okay, cool. Let's learn. Now, Celo, as every other subject that we've been learning forever, Celo has its own native token of their blockchain, and as the following use cases and utilities. So, first of all, transaction fees on blockchain. Second, used for the signature. No, it's basically for maintaining and signing the peg of your stablecoin itself. You're staking and secure the network and your governance itself. Okay, the exciting thing is supply. So, and obviously market cap. So market cap we've already discussed. It's ranking fourth when we have actually tracked back the data and refreshed it, it was ranking fourth in the DeFi ecosystem when it comes to total value locked, which was around 800 million or something like that. But if you look at it's there, so the current supply 367. It's 367 million, right, Karthik? 367 million. The max supply. This is the current supply, right? Max supply is a
Max
billion.
billion.
It's a billion, and you have your own market cap of 1.7 billion. You can calculate itself. So whatever. So market capitalization drives the conviction of the project itself that's holding a good sort of a market cap and things like. It's not a fresh build market cap which is upgrowing or enhancing or something like that. Cool. Okay. So it's too brief. Ignore the screen. I'll talk. So Celo's native token, that is Celo, is used to support the growth and development of their blockchain and ecosystem. Now, anyone who holds Celo is empowered to one, vote on governance proposals that direct how the core technology operates. Here you have proof of stake. Your validators must stake Celo as a signal of participating in confirming transactions on the blockchain, and in return they earn something called Celo dollars, that's cUSD, as a reward. Celo has its own stable coins now. They has cUSD and cEUR, and are maintained using a two-pronged approach sort of a thing. Now, the first
it's
is
6:30.
Overall collateralized sort of a reserve of asset with the Celo reserve. Celo has its own sort of a reserve. Now, the second is your Mento, which is one-to-one stability mechanism that utilizes Celo's native token, which is called Mento. Market cap is equals to current supply value of one token. Okay, you've given the formula. Thank you, Clips. Bro, you're achieving crazy things in life. Okay, anyways, if you look at cUSD and cEUR, the stable value assets, the reverse ratio is like your cUSD total 5.45, and euro it's basically reverse uses unfrozen and total. Now this is something which you'll have to understand from someone who is core into tokenomics and who's core into money game, but ratios of the value of the reserve in USD to the value of all outstanding stable assets, that's your cUSD or cEUR, as well as other future stabilized tokens, supports by the reserve itself. But they maintain this sort of a reserve for USD and euro itself. Now, what is a stable asset? Now, the Celo reserve supports the Celo platform and help to ensure the value of stabilized assets that circulate on Celo. Now, the Celo reserve supports the stability of stabilized value assets by hosting a diversified portfolio of cryptocurrencies, supporting the ability of Celo protocol. This is basically to expand and contract the supply of their stable assets in line with the demand that's coming. This reserve of Celo is composed of cryptocurrencies, include Celo itself, their own native token, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you have a very common sort of a stable coin that's DAI. Ensuring that all the user transactions with the reserve can happen on chain in a decentralized manner and in a fully auditable sort of base. So nothing's happening on off chain, nothing's happening off the records. What is Celo dollars? That's your cUSD that we were talking about. Now, Celo dollar are Celo's first stable assets. That's your stable coin that tracks the value of US dollar, just like your USDT are. USDT is pegged by US dollars, they claim. Celo dollar is eventually tracking the value of US dollar. And Celo dollar was basically designed to be as like a usable and stable as everyday digital money, with added benefits of fully mobile global circulation and things like that. Because Celo dollars are digital, stable, and mobile first, users can easily save, pay, lend, and send cUSD to any mobile number in the world in the faster, cheaper sort of a way. Euro, it's very similar. It's again a stable asset, stable coin, but here it tracks the value of euro instead of USD and do all the similar tasks. Question time. Multiple correct answer. The native token of Celo blockchain has the following use cases. They are A, transaction fees on the blockchain, B, used for signing, maintaining peg of stablecoin, C, staking, securing the network, and D, paying miners.
So
You
this time
know,
we'll
I just
probably give only the options. So these options are a bit elaborate. So you can just give me the options which are like which options are right, like
yeah, option
D,
A, B, BCD, ABC, whatever. Just write in chat quickly. Quick, 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 quick. Do we have right answers?
yeah, we do have right answers, multiple right answers.
Multiple right answers. Okay. Just a second. Let's go. The right answer is A, B, and C. Transaction fees used for maintaining a peg of stablecoins and staking and securing the network. Now it's time about governance. Quick, quick, quick. Are we all set, guys? Are we all on same page? Shall I move forward? Cool. So, what is silo governance? I think we keep talking about governance in every other community session now because every project that we're picking up comes with its own governance mechanism. Similarly, has its own governance, uses formal on-chain governance mechanism to one manage and second upgrade the protocol, such as for upgrading as simple as the smart contracts. If you want to add or subtract the stable currencies on the platform, modifying the reserve targets, asset allocation. All of this comes with Celo governance because the holders can participate in the decision making or at least the proposal stage as well. All changes must be agreed upon the Celo holders. A quorum threshold model is used to determine the number of votes needed for a proposal to pass. Now they have set a quorum threshold model sort of a thing to basically determine what's the final decision of it. Now, stakeholder proposal process. Now, changes are managed via Zero Governance Smart Contract. This contracts act as an owner for making modifications to other protocol smart contracts. Such smart contracts are termed governable. The governance contract itself is governed and owned by itself. Now, there's no confusion, right? So you have a governance contract which is not run by Silo, it's being governed by its own and run by its own sort of a thing. Now the change procedure happens in the following phases: one, proposal; second, approval; third, referendum; and the fourth one is execution. That's the stage of a procedure that happens in the system. So far, are we so good, guys? Any questions? Or shall I hit on the next slide? That's a question, I think. Oh, yeah. We have a question. Ravi Teja, you can ask a question, but there's a question on screen. Change procedure happens in the following phases. I just read, but you need to arrange them
You
quickly,
have to write one, so one execution, two proposal in
like
the
that.
order.
Great question. Wow. C, D, A, B. Okay. Let me know once we have right answer. Let's download
Either
deals. We take such notes,
recommend you
guys.
to write. So if you're writing C1, B2, something like that. You can take your time, but just add that one, two, or three, whichever.
You know what's mine? Mine is CBDC. I know that's not a correct order, but I just love that order. Proposal, execution, approval, proposal. Wow. Anyways, guys, we're waiting for right answers. Proposal, approval, referendum, execution. Kalin Bhaiya. Sweet. Satoshi Nakamoto. Guys, come on. You need your real identities. I want to know you. I want to know your names so that if we someday meet in person, I should recognize that you used to attend our live classes regularly. Anyways, shall we? The right, the right is one proposal, second approval, third referendum, fourth execution. Kalin Bhaiya was right, but again, I don't know if someone else answered before. Another question: which of the following is not a stable currency? Celo, DAI, cUSD, cEUR. I think this is the simplest so far. Another question, and I think we are about to end the session, but I hope you all enjoyed. Ah, it was easy, no complication. Who said DAI? Preetham. Nobody. DAI is a stable currency. Have you heard of this platform from 2015? The first ever platform for DeFi, MakerDAO. Sorry, it's okay. Okay, cool. Shall we? The right answer. Kartik, quickly bring all the winners together. And guys, for rewards, we have a process, and we've never done this. Like we have always dropped your rewards on time. I think people like Dhaval knows about it, but we're working on enhancing the process for rewards because we know we thought of distributing in token. Token goes down. You all are then panicked. Drum rolls. The right answer is Celo. And I think we are already at the end of the session, but we are waiting for Karthik to bring the right uh, all the winners together. By then, how was the session? Things are a little tough. Like a couple of concepts are tough. We still try to make it uh, jargon free, you say, or easy, you say. But few things cannot be made easy. But still, we try to simplify. I hope you had a good time. What else? You have any questions? Please shoot. We are here. I think we'll extend it for 3 4 minutes and then we'll wind up. Where are you guys logging from? Like which cities, which part of the world are you from? You can send stable currencies everywhere. Like we know we can send you stable currencies, but then still there's a reason. We're teaching something and we're sending something else. Curious how Celo handles KYC stuff. Grips, you know how to tackle that. Like you can answer. Check. Delhi, lovely. Chennai, lovely. Vizag, lovely. Mumbai, all my favorite cities. More, guys. More. Thank you so much, Saurabh. Saurabh says, amazing session. Good vibe. Such a good person. Guys, don't you post about this on Twitter, Instagram, screenshot, tag Saurabh personified on Instagram, the young doer on Twitter, the blockchain school everywhere. Oh, Singapore. Hello. Agrawal Prakash Pune. My place. Currently India after 6 months. Dubai, London. We'll meet in Dubai maybe soon. But I'm traveling back to India soon. Basar, Haryana, Rajasthan. Wow. This is so lovely. Good to see you guys. Good to see Mirzapur. Bro, no, you're not from Mirzapur. You're kidding. You're kidding for sure. Tell your Twitter handle. It's the young doer. It's mine. The blockchain SC, the blockchain school, the blockchain SC is because the name was too long. It's the blockchain SC on Twitter, the blockchain school. That's Twitter. The young doer and the blockchain SC. Instagram, it's the blockchain school and Saurabh personified. If you simply search personified, I've set the right SEO for myself. But it's good. Do we have winners, Karthik?
Yeah.
Can you shoot them in chat?
So, so guys, remember this? We have picked winners by how fast you were, and also we last time, as we mentioned, we have a process to give opportunity to everyone so that it's so that we are fair with everyone. So the 5 winners for this session are: first we have Crypts,
Trips. Lovely.
then we have
So one second. Do you want me to type?
yeah, you can Crypts.
1 second. Then I'll have to do this. But I was actually typing the socials. Uh, Twitter, Saurabh at the door BCS, that's the blockchain school at the blockchain SC. Oh no, so Insta for PBCS is the blockchain school. It's simple. Okay, Crips I'm good. His spelling is too easy. Whatever. Yeah. Next,
But I've typed it out, so can I just send it?
you've typed it.
Yeah, I've typed it.
Okay, cool. Next,
Uh, so first we have Crypts, then we have Satoshi Nakamoto,
Satoshi
then
Nakamoto.
Satoshi, yeah,
We'll
Satoshi.
send the reward to Satoshi's wallet address. And
We have Satoshi Nakamoto, then we have
could you
Ravitesh.
please write your real names here? If you can write your real names, gonna be good. Who's won, we'll get to know.
We have
Next,
Ravitesh,
okay,
we have Rachita, and we have Shashank.
okay, great. Others, we please approach us to do new contests on our social media so that you get better chances to win. It's not in live sessions. Sorry for the people who have made it to list, but I feel it's fair to give chance to everyone if possible. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got new knowledge today, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep learning, keep building. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank guys, and the winners, please send out
Oh,
your details to hello@theblockchainschool.io. Sarah has put
they
it in the
know. I think they already know this now. Hey, not hello. I think it's
hello,
team.
yeah, team at the rate.
1 second. Guys, please send your WazirX wallet addresses, not wallet address, your email address registered to
Wazir.
Direct account to this email. Only this email. Otherwise, we won't respond. But today, in next 2 hours, if you want to receive rewards on time, people delay sending emails and then you all comes and shout out loud. Good night, take care, and have a great weekend ahead. Thank you so much. Do
Thank you.
tag us on social media and do send your email addresses so that we proceed rewards. Thank you so much, Karthik, for tuning in and have an exciting Saturday evening. I'm yet to enter my 7 p.m., but I know it's too late for you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.